Hello, everybody. Welcome back to your worst crappy editors YouTube channel. That's me. Right off the bat, I'm going to apologize for the big black gap at the top. That's me trying to level shit out, and I suck at editing. And we're going to listen to my bird yelling in the background because I'm talking. He's going to be excited and start talking. All that out of the way, we have on the left-hand side Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. On the right-hand side, we have a DJI Mavic Mini, and we are flying from the mouth of the Welland Canal in St. Catharines, Ontario. This is coming in from Lake Ontario, and I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison of real-world versus in-game footage. And I must say that, in all fairness to the game, this is not a city or area with photogrammic or whatever overlay in the city. So basically, what I mean is it is not one of the high detail areas. So it's not necessarily a fair shake at this comparison. But I do have some other footage on here that I'm going to do the same footage, or not same footage, same idea for, rather doing a side by side. And wanted to kind of do this as my sample. And I think overall you kind of get the idea. For anyone that wants the DJI footage put up just for the fun of watching the full DJI video, I have no problem doing that. Just let me know in the comments below or something, and I've got the video anyway, so we could do that, although it's not very exciting. You're getting the idea of it anyway. And I got to tell you, I'm really surprised how level I managed to get this by zooming in. And obviously it's not 100% perfect, but I was sitting there as I was flying the drone thinking, okay, how am I going to keep the airplane, like, steady and do this? But anyway, unfortunately, when I get ahead, I accidentally hit the view down thing and kind of screwed up once we got to the lock. So in the left side of the game, the Welland Canal is a single level river. And in the real world, it's not. This is a lock system as we move forward. And you're going to see on the real video, the locks fill with water and lift ships quite high over the period of a dozen or so locks, whatever it is. And it gets them so that they can get from Lake Ontario to Lake Erie, and while traversing, I believe it is like the Niagara Escarpment or something. This is the same waterway that, or height difference that causes us to have Niagara Falls. Anyway, essentially, we're just going up that distance. So, not a perfect analogy or example or explanation, but you get the point. So, overall, the video on the left for the gameplay is most of the way accurate. Unfortunately, you're not seeing the beautiful yachts that were parked right where the wing is there. I think that's the outline of probably where a yacht is. But in the real world, there were a couple of really nice yachts down there. And for the most part, everything's buyable until we get up to the lock. And then it's like, well, they're kind of losing me here, right? As we start turning the drone here. If I'd had the full footage, like full screen, you already would have saw it. But anyway, you can see the ship in there as we approach. So, yeah, kind of an interesting spot that I would choose. I guess that just comes with being a crappy YouTuber. Because I probably should have went for something a little more level that wouldn't have faced this issue. But it is what it is. And here I am accidentally screwing that up. And then ultimately, I couldn't figure out how to get the times to match. So I just did what I did. But anyway, I just wanted to show you a side-by-side to give you an idea of how things look. And I've got some other videos on my channel that will probably be a little better suited for this. So I'll probably do like little clips. I've got like from Playa del Carmen and flying across the Hamilton Harbor and some up in Aurelia going along the waterway. So just some old footage I've had, and yeah, might be a little bit better for you guys to get some side by side like that. And yeah, it was fun flying in the game and in the real world nonetheless. So I'm glad you guys have joined me on this. And if you haven't watched my flights from either the drone or the plane, if you're here for one or the other, you should check out the opposite one and get to see it. So like I said, I couldn't get the times to line up, but that's the Port Weller on the left screen, and this is the actual lock on the right screen, and we're just going to go to full screen on that so you guys can finish this by checking out the ship. And I used to live around the corner from these and come and check them out all the time. I used to live on that road right there with the big bridge, and I used to walk over there all the time checking out the ships. So it was cool for me to see, and I'm glad that you know, YouTube's here so I can share it with you guys. And that is the Equinox. And I don't know, I think it was hauling, if I remember. It was full of KY jelly, like it's a bulk carrier, so they get like the bulk load. And yeah, basically that's like worldwide supply of KY jelly. So, yep. And there's the full view anyway. So now you can kind of get to see that. And this area of town, just for reference, is called Port Weller. And so anywhere in those houses back in that little area there and all that, it's all Port Weller. And for whatever reason, when I get to the front of the ship, I keep hitting like an invisible barrier. It gives me like an airport warning, which there is something called the Niagara District Airport, not too far off. So it basically wouldn't even let me fly to the end of the ship, which is really weird because I've flown along this canal several times, but you'll see where it kind of stops me here. And one thing I noticed on the playback that I hadn't noticed while I was flying was, hey, look, they got a little rowboat up there. And that's it. Like, it's right here. It was like stopping me from going forward. And so I was just like, all right. And it had a warning on my screen. So turned back and figured I better come land anyway because I was running out of power. And yeah, so I've been enjoying getting my fix of flying in the game when the weather's not suitable out in the real world for droning, which I don't know. It just seems that every time I want to fly, it's windy. So it's really hard to get an actual chance to fly, but let's come on in, bring her for a landing. And I'm sorry. Oh, here, actually, you're going to see some of these yachts. So there's this one, and then there's further. I don't think I go back far enough for you to see down further. But you got like a pilot boat and a tug or whatever, and then one yacht. And then further down was some more, but I don't think you're going to see them around the bend in this footage, but maybe. And I think maybe kind of there to the side, but I don't know. Anyway, not a big deal. Thanks for watching, guys, and sorry it was kind of a stupid video, but figured I'd get something out for you, and I'll try to do better on the next one. See you next time.